Hi Capricorn, Michele B here. I'm going to look at how Mercury Retrograde is going to be affecting your love life, what to do about it. We're going to get started here in just a second. Okie dokie Capricorn, here I am, parked in my camper truck, Charlie Bird. Ford F-150. He just keeps going and going. I just got a new engine for him, so I'm super happy. And I parked at a lovely shady park so that I could have some peace and quiet to get these messages out to you, because there's a bunch of people in my home right now. Whoa! A message already flipped out, so let's just go ahead and get started. Capricorn, you are carrying some burdens. And it's like, it's so frustrating that these what is it about these burdens? You're very responsible. You always make sure that everything is taken care of, especially when it comes to the material, the things that people need to survive. I'm an earth sign myself. I'm a Virgo, so I understand this compulsion that you have to pick up for other people. But essentially, your passion for taking care of others is matched by others' desire to not do things for themselves. What ends up happening is that they end up resenting you for, like, they think you're holding them back. In your mind, you're helping them, and in their mind, they're turning it around like, well, you're always doing everything for me, and therefore you're always like, I feel like I have to do what you want to do, and now I'm getting resentful. Who the hell wants to be in that position, right? Where you're trying to help somebody and they don't see it that way. That's what that you're trying to help somebody and they see it as you holding them back. And now I'm not saying this person's a jerk, all right? I'm saying everybody's got a different perspective. And from your perspective, you're just like, I would love it. You're thinking, I would love it if somebody else did all these things, did this for me. But that's just how you express love. It's by showing up and having the money to do everything that needs to be done. And they, how we're attracted to somebody that's a mirror image of what they mirror, whatever. We're attracted to what mirrors our experience and when it comes to our attachment styles. And so if your attachment style is, in order to be lovable, I have to always be doing things for other people or paying for other people. I'm feeling really particularly you're paying for other people. And therefore you're taking their upper, I'll get into it in a second. I'm talking about this dynamic. You're feeling loved when you pay for other people, when you do things for other people. They feel loved when they let other people take care of them. If they're weak and vulnerable, therefore they get to be loved. On both sides, there's resentment happening because you're like, I'm getting taken advantage of, and they're like, I don't get to do anything for myself because if I'm not weak and vulnerable, they won't love me. If I'm not doing everything, they won't love me. If I'm not weak and vulnerable, they won't love me. But both of you, you want to be a little bit weak and vulnerable sometimes, and they want to be independent sometimes. What's to be done? What's to be done? It seems like just a good conversation's in order, right? Because this is something that's going to be coming up. That card would not have come up. That 10 of Wands would not have come up if this isn't something that's going to come up in the retrograde, okay? Remember all those times when you told me that you would take care of it even though I was trying to do it myself? That's going to come up. And you're going to be like, I really would have liked it if you picked up the slack that time. So that's the stuff that's coming up. Look at this. This is a couple that are really happy together. They do want to celebrate their union. They are very compatible, and part of your growth experience, the card says, part of your growth experience for both of you is to be able to communicate this and to rise above the patterns that you learned in your childhoods. Yours being to always be the person that shows up with the resources, and theirs being the weak, fragile, vulnerable person. You both need to step up into equilibrium because it's not equal. Like, you're not balanced. There's not a balance of feminine and masculine within yourselves and between you. Okay. So there has to be a commitment on both sides, no matter how hard it is, to rewire your attachment style. You both have to do it. And that might mean, Capricorn, I have some hiccups coming up from my coffee. That might mean having to pull back from doing something even when you can see that your sweetheart is floundering. It might mean keeping your money to yourself a little bit and letting them take care of themselves. You have to reset the way that you go about showing your love. It has to be much more about emotional support than about monetary support. And as you'll find over time, within the next month or two, if you keep doing that, you'll find over time that it gets easier and easier, and it becomes your new way of being. But it is going to be hard because you're rewiring what you learned in your childhood. But it is part of your emotional and spiritual ascension to learn how to be a supportive person without running over somebody else, with doing it for them. Okay. So I'm just talking about your side. Their side of it is learning how to do more for themselves and how to be more supportive towards you, and more than how to be more materially supportive of you in turn. And so that's the ideal. All right. This is where I'm going to leave off. I hope those messages did some good for you. If they resonated, great. If they did not, sorry. Try another one. I've got so many love readings on this channel. So you just go over to my channel, look up relationship readings. You'll find a whole bunch. And they are all timeless. It really doesn't matter when I posted them. If there's a message for you, there's a message for you. Otherwise, I post readings every Saturday for weekly messages, and it's just like what to think about for the week ahead, a little meditation at the end. And I have already posted your messages for June, which is what to embrace and what to leave behind for the month ahead. Capricorn, you are so generous, so kind. I love you, and I'll see you next time.